and welcome back to another episode of Monday Shots. I'm Khyati, and today we are diving into a topic that plays a crucial role in shaping the global shipping industry, but often doesn't get that attention it deserves: the importance of media in this vital sector. Shipping, as we know, is the backbone of international trade. But how does the industry keep up with the rapid changes, emerging trends, and evolving global market? This is where media comes in, providing the latest updates, insights, and a platform for stakeholders to stay informed. And who better to discuss this than our distinguished guest today, Captain Virendra Mishra, the CEO of Shipping Tribune, a renowned platform in maritime media. With decades of experience at sea and onshore, Captain Mishra has been instrumental in bridging the gap between shipping professionals and the wider world, bringing to light important issues that shape the industry's future. Mr. Mishra, welcome to Monday Shots. I'm so pleased to have you on board with me today.
Thank you very much, Khyati ji, for your very kind words and also for inviting me to this very prestigious platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And to kick things off, let's start with something fundamental. So, shipping is often seen as a niche industry with limited public attention compared to other sectors. So, in your view, I would like to know what role does media play in bringing shipping into the mainstream spotlight, and why is that important for the industry?
Well, this is a very good question. Thank you very much for asking this. Um, I will divide your question into three parts. First thing is, yes, it's a niche industry. Here, you see 90% of the world's goods are transported by sea and 75% by value. So obviously we play a very crucial role in the global economy. You know, here I would like to mention one thing. When you go to the market, I'm answering the third part of your question first now, why it is important. When you go to the market and you buy some goods, you need to know what is the cost of logistics in that. And shipping plays a very vital role. Now, many experts from our industry, from the shipping industry, from the maritime industry in particular, I would say, they have been actually raising this issue on every platform that maritime infrastructure in India needs improvement. That needs attention. So why are they asking that? Because whatever goods you are buying in the market, it has a component, the logistic components. Now, if you have a good infrastructure, maritime infrastructure in the country, your costs are lower. But if you do not have proper infrastructure, you spend more on logistics, which means that the goods that you are purchasing, they are more expensive. That is why the media is very, very important. Because when such voices are not heard, so we are basically creating a link, creating a platform for basically the people to raise the questions, to raise issues which should be taken in the corridors of power. Because if the maritime infrastructure improves, obviously the cost of goods that you're buying, that will be better. That is one part of the answer which you have asked me. And second thing is what role we play. So I think this is a very important role so that people are educated, because when you want some policy change or you need to get the attention of those who are in power, it is very, very important that many people in the country, they know what is important for them. And that is the important role the media plays. I think I have answered your question.
Yes, absolutely, sir. Thank you so much for putting all those points. So now moving on to how the industry stays informed. Shipping involves a wide range of stakeholders: ship owners, charterers, brokers, ship managers, traders, regulators, and more. So how does media help connect these diverse groups, and how important is this connection in keeping the industry running efficiently?
Well, we often hear the word, the platform is being created or the platform is efficient. What is the meaning of that platform actually, and how does it work? See, you have miners, you have logistic companies, you have shipping companies, you have stevedores, you have agents, so many things. And now they are all actually interdependent on each other for their survival. You take the case of one voyage. It starts from one particular port. Now, a ship owner needs certain information. The cargo receiver needs some information. So basically, everything happens on the basis of some news and information, reliable news, and market trends. So these are the things which are actually provided by the media, and that connects all the stakeholders with the important and relevant news and important and relevant information. You will see that we are publishing every day, and many other actually maritime media, they publish daily reports that how much is the waiting period of vessels of particular size in various ports, what is the freight rate. So you are basically better informed. As a ship owner, you are better informed. As an operator, you are better informed. As a receiver of the cargo, you know what cost of logistics to expect. So that is actually the role which the media is playing to connect and bring everybody on a common platform.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really very insightful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so moving ahead. Sir, you have been at the forefront of maritime media for quite some time now. So, I'm curious to know, over the years, have you noticed a shift in how the media covers the shipping industry? As we see more comprehensive coverage, or is there still work to be done in making the sector more visible and understood? I think this is so far the best question, because many of the industry stalwarts on various forums, they have been saying that there are so many interesting things, important things, I'm talking about India first, okay? And then we will talk about at a global level. So many policy changes have been required. So much improvement in the infrastructure, maritime infrastructure has been required. Whether it was about shipbuilding, it was about ports, it about ship owning, or it's about, cargo imports or exports. Now, what happened is only the maritime media used to highlight this. But I'm very happy to notice the changes which we have seen in the last, let's say, 8 to 10 years, that every important news has been covered by the mainstream media. I will give you some examples. Recently, you must have seen that the government of India has, they have been framing some policies about the shipbuilding in India. Now, it's a very positive step. The industry has been demanding actually the industry status for shipbuilding industry. Now, this is a very, very positive thing because our total tonnage in shipbuilding was only less than 1%, 0.7%. So slowly, it will improve, with the initiatives of the entrepreneurs, with the existing companies, and also with the government push and some support from the government. Now, this news and the opinions of the stakeholders of the industry, it used to appear only in the maritime media before. But now you see all the mainstream media houses are covering it. So that's a very positive change. Similarly, if you talk about the ports, the developments which are being, those developments which we are seeing now, earlier they were not given any, coverage in the mainstream media, but now it is there. We can see it's happening. You talk about the inland waterways, the developments which are taking place in the inland waterways, you can see in the mainstream media, it is being covered regularly. Similarly, coastal shipping, yes, it is there. So now I see a lot of shift, a very noticeable shift in the mainstream media, how it was treated earlier, how our news was treated earlier, and now they realized that this is backbone of the trade. Shipping industry, maritime trade. When I'm saying maritime, basically what I mean is shipbuilding, ports, and shipping, all three of them, right? So now I feel the attention and the coverage that we receive from the mainstream media is far more as compared to what it was, let's say, 10 years ago. For many, many years, we never used to hear, even in the budgets of the union government, anything about shipping, But now, surprisingly, and it's a good thing that now we see that attention is there, policies are there, and that is being discussed. So that's very nice. Definitely, there is a positive shift. Even I'm very happy to know that, yes, there's a shift, because I'm also handling media. So that's a positive sign, I think, for the future shipping industry. Definitely. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, definitely. Sir. Because people have to have more awareness about the role that the maritime industry is playing in their lives. Yeah, if the things are becoming expensive due to the logistic cost, they should know that maritime infrastructure needs, investment. So those kind of things are very, very important for actually people to know.
And I'm happy that the mainstream media also is covering that.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for sharing. So, Captain, the media landscape is constantly evolving, as you just
Yeah.
shared. So, especially with the rise of digital platforms that we have nowadays. So, what trends in maritime media are you following closely nowadays? Firstly, I would like to know that. And with everything shifting online, do you think traditional print media still holds relevance in the shipping industry, or is it slowly phasing out?
Okay, it's a long question, so let's divide it into two parts. The first part, let's take the easier thing first. Everything is becoming actually digitalized, isn't it? Any industry you see. So today, uh, you talk about any industry, they're making their presence very importantly felt on digital media. And shipping is no exception. And the best thing is, any company you want or industry news you want, any information you want, any background checks you want, everything you can get in no time on internet, right? So that is a very positive thing, and we are also following that. Everybody is following that, and we know that is the future. So nobody can escape that. Today, you want to do any background check of any company, or you want to know you want to find some information about some trade or some mine or some organization. Each and everything is available on the digital platform, and that's a very positive thing. So we are also following that, and this has been a very big shift in the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years, right? So that's a good thing. Now, coming to your second question, and that was, mm, if I correctly remember, it was about, you asked about the traditional print media, right?
Traditional print media, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to tell you something that right from 1980s, when the televisions they entered every house, and in every drawing room we have television. People used to say, okay, now people will stop reading newspapers, and newspapers will not be published. Why? Because televisions have arrived everywhere. But you see, you still have newspaper, and their circulation has increased. Then people used to say that magazines will not be available, print magazines, because nobody will read, so they will stop publishing. It did not happen. Every, I think, vertical of media and every form of media has its own taker. There are many people who still go for print, and it is very, very important even today. And at the same time, if you need some information which may be complete or incomplete, but you need immediately, you will go for digital information. You will go online and you will find out something. But if you want to go for some in-depth analysis, some expert reporting on that, on writing or that, then probably you will go for print media. So I don't see, any decrease in the viewership or reading of the print media. I think they will coexist.
Yeah, I think you're right, sir, because there are few things that we still love to do in a very traditional way that we have been doing from years, like um, reading from a book or newspaper or whatever. So I think, yes, the connection with the print media will still have some relevance in future also. Yeah.
Just to add something in that, you see, what happens is, as far as the digital information is concerned, it is too vast. To select something relevant sometimes becomes difficult. When it is in print, it is limited. And there is a record which is easy to maintain, if you see. I will just give you example. I have seen so many people having some copies of some magazines in which their picture has appeared, their articles have appeared, and they have kept it with them. It's a matter of pride, that your article was published or your picture was published. You highlight something somewhere, achievement, and those things are there. So I don't think that readership or viewership of this kind of media will ever decrease. They will coexist.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that. Um, so, sir, social media has become an integral part of how businesses connect and share information globally, as we just discussed. So, in your experience, how relevant are platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for the shipping industry? Do you think these platforms can effectively engage industry professionals, or are they more suited for the other sectors?
I think it depends upon the user. You use it wisely, It's a very efficient tool. You can actually receive, or you can select very important information and use it for your trade, for your business, for your profession, for your career, anything that you want. But at the same time, there is so much of actually fake news also, and there is so much of actually information which is not relevant for you, which can consume a lot of your time. So I would say that it depends upon the user, how you use it. You see, when digital media was not there and you had to prepare for some assignment, what you used to do? You were taking some books from the library, and only the relevant part you used to prepare and present you prepare your presentation. Now, sometimes when you try to find something on internet, on Google, or you search it on various search engines, there is so much of information and so much of irrelevant information, and sometimes not the correct information, and you are really in doubt whether whatever you are trying to find, the information which is available to you digitally, is it right or not right. So I think a lot of actually wisdom also is required, and you have to be very careful while selecting what information you are taking from there. I think that is very, very important, because the amount of fake news these days, I can tell you, some accident takes place somewhere, in far off place, let's say in Atlantic Ocean, and nobody has a correct report. But suddenly we find on WhatsApp and on social media, some other picture has been from some other incident, has been uploaded, and then it is being shown that, okay, so and so accident took place, and then later on you find that no, this accident took place maybe 6 years ago, and the picture is wrong, the information is wrong. So it can be very, very misleading. So I think one has to be very careful when he's actually searching for some information and using some data or information.
Yeah. So absolutely. I mean, using it wisely is very important, because social media has its own pros and cons. And
Yes.
If there's no wisdom, then it can mislead also, as you just said. Absolutely, sir. So, sir, last but not the least question. Um, so many people, and this question, before asking the question, I would like to tell you this. I really wanted to ask you from long. So it's one of my favorite questions now. So many people associate the shipping industry primarily with the merchant navy, but there's a whole other side to it also, offshore
Yes.
operations and various critical roles behind the scenes, right? So how can we make the younger generation aware of the diverse opportunities in the shipping industry, both onshore and offshore, beyond just the traditional view of seafaring?
I tell you, again, you can divide it into two parts. One thing is, there are many people who already have some information. They may not have in-depth actually knowledge, but they know that in maritime industry there are jobs available, let's say in shipping, in ports, in shipbuilding. Now there are so many universities which are actually conducting courses, right, which are basically about the logistics, and they also teach you about shipping. Then you have diploma in shipping these days, and from in India, and you also have MICS from London. So information is readily available if somebody is looking for. Now the second part I would say is how industry is kind of marketing its courses and marketing itself for the best talent to join them. That's very, very important. That's not only, I'm not talking about merchant navy, I'm talking about the entire shipping and maritime industry. Now, this is a collective responsibility. You can't say ki only the universities have to do, or only the training institutes have to do. I think every middle to senior management person or professional in this industry, it is a collective responsibility. We need to market those kind of courses which are being conducted. I'm very glad that there are initiatives taken by like CMMI and IIM Mumbai for the MBA course. Then there are Narottam Morarji Institute of Shipping. They are conducting the courses. But I believe a lot more has to be done so that people know, even at the age of 15 or 16, that there is, a very bright career prospect in maritime industry. not only in merchant navy. Because today you ask a youngster, he will say, "Ki merchant navy mein job hai, nahi hai." They do not understand that maritime industry is not only about joining merchant navy. People can make career in chartering, and they can do that in operations, post fixture, in commercial department. They can go for port operations. There are so many different types of jobs in shipbuilding. So all these things are there. I feel information is very easily available on digital platform.
Absolutely, sir. And I got my answer very well, sir. Thank you so very much. So, sir, it has been an insightful conversation. I hope for you too as well. So we have touched on some important aspects today, from the crucial role of media that media plays in connecting the global shipping community, to the existing trends shaping the industry, and even how we can engage the next generation in this ever-evolving field. Thank you, Captain Mishra, for sharing your expertise and shedding the light on the often overlooked role of media in the shipping world. I hope you had a great time discussing with me today. Thank you so much for your time that you shared.
Actually, I should be thanking you for inviting me to your show. And thank you very much. And I enjoyed this conversation a lot. And I hope that whatever I have said will be relevant for your viewers. Thank you very
Absolutely,
much and
sir.
have a wonderful day
Absolutely.
ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. So it's clear that platforms like Shipping Tribune are helping bridge the gap between industry professionals, stakeholders, and the wider world. So, to our listeners, I would like to say I hope this episode gave you a new perspective on how essential media is to the shipping industry and its future. So, do not forget to like and leave a review for us. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected, and keep navigating forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.